road to the finals is a lot easier if you win this one.
And going through warm-ups, trying to get into a little groove here before the tip-off. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Joined by Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us on the sidelines. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
One thing to keep in mind is a storyline tonight. MP, as you may know, wants to win Defensive Player of the Year. And to do that, you've got to show up every single night in this league.
And it was a lofty goal set by MP to win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm actually a bit surprised, but incredibly, I think he might actually be the leader thus far. He's been awesome on that side of the court. Let's see if that continues tonight.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. They've got Mark Williams. James is out there with Chet Holmgren. Then there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Morant in at the shooting guard position. RJ, kind of a lopsided matchup tonight in some regards, but everyone loves an underdog.
Yeah, let's not forget, this is the NBA. Anything can happen, and even lower-ranked teams are elite. We could still have a real contest on our hands tonight.
And able to get himself to the line. SGA so crafty inside there to get the contact.
Richard, one thing is for sure with these Spurs, a lot of top free agents have got to be looking at him now as a destination.
It doesn't take a lot of skill to see that Wemby is a different type of player. And look, if you are a free agent, that's the player that you want to look at to say, hey, can I team up with him and go on a string of championships?
And now just over a minute played here in the first. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Shot clock at 6. To stop the run. The shot's good from Christie.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Thunder off to a quick start here. They beat the Spurs during their last encounter in San Antonio.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
That was the key factor, and it has to have a carryover effect. You get in a team's head when you cause them to make that many mistakes.
Basket good.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
See, this is what analytics don't take into account. Some guys thrive in the mid-range. Really depends on the shooter. It's actually kind of lazy.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. Following the bucket by the Spurs. The drive by James. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And how great are they playing? 4 for 4 shooting to start this one.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Toroman, and that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Let's now take a look at some league leaders with the rundown of the best passing big men in the NBA over the past month. You look at James, currently 5th in the league in assists. Such court vision.
And these are some of the most complete players in our league. I mean, they're not just traditional score and rebound big men. They can beat you with their passing as well.
The way they move the ball is tremendous. I love seeing that kind of pass work being done out of the post.
Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Floats it up for Williams. And stolen by Wembanyama. Here's Buffkin. Gilgeous-Alexander cover.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Spurs shooting the... And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul.
The previous play is under review.
To determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new...
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
It is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double-checking, and the game continues on.
Oklahoma City leading by 5. Back to James. Wembanyama with the rebound.
You knew eventually they were going to miss one. At least you hope.
To the inside, to Roma. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
Here's James. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. And it's 7 points for the great one. Spurs trail by 5. Here's Buffkin. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. Gilgeous-Alexander with the rebound. The Thunder have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Here's James. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Sharing the rock. Part of what makes Ja Morant such a fantastic player is his ability to pass.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Caught up with Will Hardy a few minutes ago. Well, of course, they're concerned about the dynamic Ja Morant. Coach told me the plan is simple. Make things as hard as they can on Ja on both ends of the floor. Make him work on defense, and by crunch time, maybe we can tire him just a little bit. Back to you guys.
Thanks, David. Now here's Williams. Nothing on the board. 4 on the clock. Now here's Holmgren from the arc. Bangs home the trifecta.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Pass to Christie. Here's Sensabaugh. Spurs working the ball around now. What a terrific move that was.
Guy's just ridiculous. He's just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Yeah, they're in control on both ends of the court, and it's always impressive when you build a double-digit lead in the first quarter.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. It's a 10-point game. And the dunk by James.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Here's Buffkin. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
He just looks off this quarter. Looks like he's forcing it a bit right now. A little bit in his head.
James. And James throws it down.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
They came out and bum rushed them. Huge difference in activity level from both teams tonight.
Oklahoma City leading by 14. Floats it up for Holmgren. Tries to keep it alive. And it's out of bounds. And last touch by Holmgren. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You take a look at the Thunder. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And checking out San Antonio, they have a lot of ground to make up.
And, you know, for the Thunder, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
And you want to talk about hitting the ground running? They've done exactly this. And you got to give a lot of credit to their coaching staff for getting this team locked in early.
Kennedy can't hit. Spurs trail by 14. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
That's just smart basketball right there, finding a way to get a high percentage shot on offense.
And the turnover again by Oklahoma City.
And now a look at Victor Wembanyama here. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Averaging about 19 points, 12 rebounds, and what a force he is on the glass. Just inhales rebounds.
And he can go around his opponent, over his opponent, through his opponent. A true triple threat.
Great open look there. He's got 7.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
And here's James outside. Count it. And he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
And he has flat out taken over this quarter. Keep feeding the beast.
Here's Castle.
Get him in. Your time.
San Antonio trailing here. Castle is out there with Christie. Then there's Devin Vassell. And it's Zagorat's in at the center, filling out the middle. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now here's Holmgren. From deep, James. Zagorat grabs the board. Pass to Vassell. Wide open. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen. And his ability to efficiently score, that's really helped him out in this one, putting them ahead on the scoreboard.
Knocks down the 3-ball. Vassell's got it all tied up now for San Antonio.
Vassell has no conscience behind the arc. He will not hesitate to get it up.
Williams kicks to James. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Lets it go from deep. James, no good.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Pass to Vassell. Morant with the steal. Here's James. They get it back, and that one's good. Morant.
And this is who Ja Morant is. He just doesn't quit, really getting after it on the glass.
Here's Zagorat. Down low. Here's Castle. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
You know, some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. just can't seem to find his confidence.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Christie. All sorts of time. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 4th rebound in this one. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to James. There's the 3. James with another miss.
Whatever rhythm he had last quarter, it has left his body. He is having a hard time finding buckets.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Really unfazed. Throw his height right out the window there.
And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot. Can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And here's James outside. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Spurs leading by 3. Here's Christie. He had 10 points in the win against Charlotte. Alenichev. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Here's what Oklahoma City's schedule is looking like. On Monday, they'll head home to take on the Dallas Mavericks. And then on Wednesday, they'll start out on the road and play the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And no secret that this team can be very tough in their own building. And that's good news as they are loaded up with home games over the next stretch. This is a chance to create some separation. And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. The great one in that last game against the Lakers put on a show. He had an impressive number of points, and as you may have guessed with him, a lot of those were on the 3-ball. He really worked hard in that game and put up some big numbers as a result. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
No other way to put it, just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. And there's the call on Mark Williams. That's foul number 2 for him.
They've given up a lot of 3-pointers here today.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 3. Now into the lineup for the Thunder.
The Spurs have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Pass to Christie. From outside, off the mark. Oklahoma City's gotten the 3-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. From deep, James. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And that's just too much space to give a shooter like him. He works to get open, but the defenders have to work harder to nullify that.
Here's Castle. Guarded by Morant. Wembanyama, a screen on Morant. And the basket by Castle.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
And here's James outside. This one for 3. The offensive rebound. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander outside. Hits it from 3-point range. Gilgeous-Alexander's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Thunder. Pass to Christie. Here's Castle. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Castle's got 23.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
The 3. Rebounded by Castle.
And he needs to find other ways to contribute besides shooting. Sometimes you have to learn how to play well when you're not playing well.
And the rejection by James. Puts up a deep 3. The long distance 3 is buried. James has got 12 points now in the quarter. let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Oklahoma City.
When you pile up the blocks earlier in games, it really can affect the other team. They lose confidence offensively.
And let's not forget how terrific they've been on the offensive glass, throwing themselves on that backboard and being rewarded with additional points.
They're in strong position coming down the stretch, and he is a big reason why.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He wants to talk to his guys. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game, great adjustments on the offensive end.
Coaches love that kind of showing offensively, especially on the road.
Here's Buffkin. Pass to Wembenyama. Up top, Vassell takes a three. That drops. Nice feed that time from Wembenyama. Wembenyama's got 4 assists in the game. Well, some have argued that Wembenyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And, Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Spurs trail by 5. To Roma. James covering. And it's Vassell in the corner. It's hauled in by Kennedy. Oklahoma City shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. And James throws it down.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Pass to Castle. Here's Vassell. The Thunder pull it in. They've led by as many as 14 points. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And Morant gets it to go.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Here's Buffkin to the left wing. To Roma. James covering. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. In transition, here comes San Antonio. They need this. And he sinks the layup.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Now here's James. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Pass to Buffkin. Shoots over Morant. Buffkin, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
James. And the rejection by Wembanyama. Spurs trail by 12. 1:14 left now here in the second.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
Now James. He's got 39. Morant outside. Back to James. A three ball. A rebound by the Spurs. There's 45 seconds left in the first half. Here's Wembanyama. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
And when he rises up, he knows he's probably going to get a clean look. It's a matter of executing.
Yeah, the defender just lacks the reach to be able to contest him properly.
Now here's James. Knocks it loose. Pass to Buffkin. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
Substitution on the court.
So it's the Oklahoma City Thunder going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Right back after this break.
And hello, everybody. What an amazing first-half performance it's been for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I've got to admit, even when these guys are covered, they make the shots.
Yeah, you like to say close out on the shooters, make them earn their points aside. But even if that were tried, I don't think it would play out that way.
And guys, let's take a moment to recognize the top performer for each squad thus far.
These two guys have been very competitive with one another. Fans are getting their money's worth right now.
That said, I feel like the guy who can incorporate his teammates in the second half, he's got the best chance.
And that about wraps it.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Spurs trail by 10. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. We've got Chet Holmgren. Mark Williams is out there with James. Then it's Morant. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the 1. And so James will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Gilgeous-Alexander finds James. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. From the arc. And he nails the 3. Nice shot from beyond the arc there from James.
Oh, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
Pass to Christie. Here's to Roman. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. He's got 10.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
How about the floor awareness by Gilgeous-Alexander? Solid at just spotting his open teammate.
Here's Buffkin. The Thunder making the shot.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
From deep, James. The kick out to Williams. Outside, James. And yes, it's good. James has got 46 points.
A nice start to the second half. They've made 3 out of their first 4 shots coming out of the break.
Pass to Christie. Here's Buffkin. Here's to Roman. That 3 off the mark.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Here's James. From down in the low post, it goes. James has got 9 points now in just the second half. Spurs trail by 16. Here's Sensabaugh. Pass to Buffkin. To the wing on the left. There's the pick. All alone. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Out of halftime, not the way you want to execute, just 1 of 5 from the field.
James kicks to Morant. Back to James. From outside the arc, Williams. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Thunder lead by 18.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Christie. He's got 5. To halt the run. Good on the 3-point shot. Christie's got 8.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
Over to the wing. To Roma. James covering. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage. Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And San Antonio has possession, following the score by Oklahoma City. Here's to Roman. The 3-pointer, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Now here's James. Guarded closer. Misses from close range. Inside. Powered down after the assist. Led him into the lane.
Saw the angles and led him right to the hoop with that pass.
With the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup. James has got 54 points.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Pass to Sensabaugh. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Williams has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Morant kicks to James. Fires the three. And another one falls. Amazing.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Pass to Sensabaugh. And the rejection by Holmgren. To the paint, here's James, and James throws it down.
And no doubt about it, in order for them to be successful, he has got to be a catalyst when it comes to scoring.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Christie can't make it.
Well, his shooting is unfortunately not a big thing. And his lackluster accuracy is probably the thing that's keeping them behind.
Clearly a foul.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
They're moving the ball around so well, guys. Quick passes, letting the next guy do the work if you don't have a look.
And they've also played exceptionally well in the paint tonight, taking advantage of their opportunity to work inside.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Williams. Castle's checked in for the Spurs. And the Thunder making a switch here. Will Hardy calls timeout here. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's James. Again, what an avalanche.
Make that 61 points.
Yep, everything is going his way right now. They've got Castle. Devin Vassell out there with Wembanyama. And it's Puffkin in at the 1 spot. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. And so James will bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the layup's good off the glass. 63 points for the great one.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
They've played fantastic ball, and you can feel the hush that's come over this crowd.
Wembanyama against Williams. Pass to Castle. Beyond the arc. And James pulls it down. James has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And got it! Another basket!
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Holmgren against Vassell. Pass to Buffkin. The shot off that time.
Just an ugly show from him offensively. Yep, no way to describe it, just ugly, and that hasn't helped.
Great positioning on the putback.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Vassell wide open. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And here are the Thunder now. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Here's James. And yep, another basket. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Pass to Vassell. We've seen the NBA feature several overseas games, Greg, the last couple years. Always growing the sport, aren't they?
And I know the fans love it. There's nothing quite like seeing an NBA game in person and expanding that opportunity. Always a plus.
Here's James following the bucket by the Spurs. And he makes good on the layup. James has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Gilgeous-Alexander comes with the double team. The putback, the Thunder pull it in. Holmgren's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Morant dishes to James, and he drives in, and good, he hits it again. 71 points and no end in sight.
Young fella is in the zone. The defense right now looks helpless.
Wembanyama against Williams. Wembanyama passes to Vassell. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
I like when Vassell takes initiative on offense because it forces defenders to compromise at times. He's upped his aggressiveness, wanting to get to the line more and doing just that.
And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. Poked away and stolen by Vassell. Here's Sensabaugh. Buries the long-range jumper.
He just didn't like what he saw inside, so he takes the open transition 3. But if he missed, Coach might have had some words for him.
Now here's James. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Pass to Castle. To Roma. He's guarded by Williams. Here's to Roman. Good D by Holmgren.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Now James. Knocked away. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. When you compare, Richard, the NBA to the other major sports leagues, you have to be proud of the way things are run.
NBA is a global league that focuses on global expansion, more so than any other major sport in the United States. And when it comes to the players, there isn't a league that treats their players better.
Here's Christie. The tray. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. James with it. Pass to Rose. Back to James. 6 to shoot. Shoots a fader. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Wembanyama with it. Here's Roman. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist. He's got 22.
And now he's starting to get it going. 4 3-pointers in the game for him, and 3 have come in this half.
The defense really made this an uphill battle, and he just couldn't get there.
And James picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Now the Thunder making a switch here. Swathers checked in.
Now into the lineup for the Thunder, number 8, Julian Strawberry.
Here's Roman. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
James looking it over. Launches it. Can't hit that one. San Antonio's gone 4 of 7 with the long ball here in the 4th quarter. to Roma. James defending. Out left to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Sends the ball, no good. And so James will bring it up for Oklahoma City. And they double up James. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Some people, RJ, have called for fewer regular season games. Could that help?
Absolutely not. If Kareem Abdul-Jabbar can take commercial flights and have to stay the night over and play 82 games, I think that the teams today can play 82 games.
That one.
And what a competitor. I mean, he's been looking for a shot all game long. He shouldered almost the entire load for them offensively.
Here's Bufkin to Roma. Off target from three-point range.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Rebounded by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 6 rebounds in the game. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And he has to build on this because we can see where him being a ghost out there has gotten them so far.
Outside. James. The 3. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 13-5 run.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
He is totally in the zone, showing his incredible focus when it comes to attacking the glass.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Oklahoma City.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. That they were disciplined and focused.
And the wins continue to come in fairly easy for these guys, and what's been a very strong year to say the least. Tonight will push them up to 56 wins.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for the Great One.
You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
James, 4th personal foul, 4th team foul.
And he knocks down the first one.
Shooting 2.
And so he hits both. 36 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Off with the layup.
I'm not sure what happened there. His family's in the building. I don't know. You have to finish those.
Pass to Bufkin. 17 seconds left in the 4th quarter. To Roma. And a miss there on the triple. Here's James. Rebound San Antonio. Here's Christie. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.